got the scars and nail prints. Life is hard like pavement, but amazement is how you making it. Staying quiet while taking it. God made you, so they ain't breaking it. Yeah. God, you see how they do me? Why they do me like that? I wanna clap back, but God like sit back to get back. The vengeance is God's deliverance from God. He see the hearts and minds, the friends turn enemies. The mask fall off, it's an epiphany. You got the scars and nail prints. Life is hard like pavement, but it's amazement how you making it. Staying quiet while you taking it. God made you, so they ain't breaking it.
Welcome to the Disciples League. I'm your host, DeJuan Coleon, and today we're going to talk about what happens when you go through a process and you come out on the other side with scars and nail prints. See, in John 20:25, people said that they saw Jesus alive, but nobody believed it. They didn't believe that he was alive, that he had overcome, he had got to the other side. And Thomas was like, I'm not going to believe it unless I see the nail prints and the scars. I'm not going to believe it. I'm not going to believe he made it. People are not going to believe you make it unless they see the scars, the nail prints. Some people only can identify with trauma and pain and scars. You know, if you winning all the time and everything's up and you're doing well, people may aspire to be that, but they're not going to more than likely identify with that. They pay attention intently when you're going through. They talk about it. They got group chats. Everybody's watching. Just like they watched Jesus. Everybody saw Jesus get crucified, die on the cross, buried. Everybody was talking about it. They pay attention to your trauma and your pain. But when he resurrected, when he was raised from the dead, people have a hard time sometimes believing that you can overcome, that you can resurrect from a dead situation. But the beautiful thing here is God will take you through a process of testing, trauma, and pain for the testimony so that people can be set free, people can believe, because unfortunately, some people may not be able to hear anything, see anything, unless they see the scars. They got to see the scars. Just like with Thomas. Thomas said, I got to put my finger in there. I gotta see your scars. I got to touch it. That's the only way I'm going to believe, because I can't believe unless I see the scars. And so Jesus told him, come over here, come see it. Come see for yourself. And Thomas was like, my Lord, my God, I can't believe it. Yes, it's true. Sometimes God is just taking you through all this process, all this trauma and pain for the testimony for other people, so other people can believe. It's not always about that somebody did something. Sometimes it is about the testimony. And the testimony even is for those people who come show up just to see the scars. They heard about it. Job's friends showed up and they wanted to sit and talk about what they thought Job did to get himself into the situation. They had a whole group discussion and they had their own solutions of what they thought was best for Job. Even though it's not what God said, this wasn't what they thought it was. It didn't look like what it looked like, but they thought, oh, Job, let us tell you what you need to do. And sometimes they're meaning well, and other times it's just evil intent, it's the opportunity for them to get back at you for whatever issues they've had with you or whatever. And you also have to be careful, because when you're at your lowest point, everybody that's coming to check on you, to see about you, these random people that you ain't talked to for years all of a sudden show up. You got to be careful. Everybody's not there to help or for concern. They are there to see the demise, the fall, the end. And so they could tell you what they always wanted to tell you, but you was winning too much, they didn't tell you. So now is their opportunity. And this is all part of the process that Jesus takes us through. We have to die to ourselves and our ego and the urge to want to fight back, clap back. Just have to die to ourselves, be quiet, humble ourselves, deny ourselves, take up our cross. Don't try to convince people one way or another. No, just let it play out. Let it all play out. God is going to show and shame everyone that had evil intentions in what they were trying to do. And so, as we're going through this process, you don't have to answer every question that people are asking you. Jesus didn't answer these questions, all these questions they was trying to understand why he was about to get crucified. You ain't gotta answer all these questions. You know, also, people will mock you and try to humiliate you because you stood on business, you stood for Jesus, you was doing this and doing that, and they waited and they waited. And just like with Jesus, they waited, and now they're taunting Jesus, they mocking Jesus, they putting fake crowns on his head and telling him hail the king and getting him fake robes, because this is how they always thought. Now is their opportunity. You got to pay attention to those people who seize the opportunity to say what they always wanted to say or do or tell you what you need. Look, God is exposing those people. Those are people you thought were friends, frat brothers, sorority, whatever. Pay attention when God exposes people and govern yourself accordingly. You know, before you get elevated, they always say, and it's true, things get exposed. God will set you up to be buried, dead. It's over. It looks like you ain't going to be able to recover. It looks like you ain't going to be able to resurrect. It may look ugly, but you know what? If this is an ordained process for God, just for everybody to see that God is God, you will come out that cave. You will come out elevated. You will be able to show your own scars and nail prints.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of the scars.
You got the scars and nail prints. Life is hard like pavement, but amazement is how you making it. Staying quiet while taking it. Oh. God made you, so they ain't breaking it. Yeah. God, you see how they do me, why they do me like that. I wanna clap back, but God like sit back to get back. The vengeance is God's deliverance from God. He see the hearts and minds, the friends turn enemies. The masks fall off, it's an epiphany. You got the scars and nail prints. Life is hard like pavement, but it's amazement.